What's going on, Fanatics? Albert Torres here for another after the game reaction video for the Dallas Cowboys versus the Philadelphia Eagles Week 9 matchup. And man, I'm not gonna lie, wasn't the result that I wanted. Obviously, Cowboys fan. Went right down to the wire. The Eagles won 28-23. And the Eagles were giving away the game to the Dallas Cowboys on a silver platter. On that last possession, the Cowboys had to go 80-something yards, and the Eagles just kept committing penalty after penalty after penalty, which gave the Cowboys a chance and put us all the way at the Philadelphia Eagles 6-yard line. We had a shot. We could have won that game. But guess what? Cowboys are going to do cowboy things because they committed 2 penalties and allowed a sack, which pushed us all the way back to I think the 27 or something like that. And we just couldn't convert. We couldn't come up with a touchdown. We couldn't punch it in. And we lost 28-23. And it sucks, man, because on the previous possession, don't get me wrong, Dak Prescott played a hell of a game. It's one of the games in the season that I was pumped. I was legitimately cheering for him there. Don't get me wrong, I do cheer for him, want him to do good, but I felt like I was in the game with him, liking him, and I wanted him to make all these plays and had trust in him. I think that's really what I was trying to get to. I felt I trusted him down the stretch in this game. And one thing that I questioned was the 4th and 8 on the previous possession. A pass to Tolbert. We need a clutch play, a clutch first down. We need our best player, CeeDee Lamb. I'd rather have CeeDee Lamb. I know he was probably double covered or the safety covering over the top, but I'd rather chunk it up to him. And I know I give Dak shit about that, but I would have lived 4th and 8, giving it to your best player, giving him a chance. Or what about Ferguson? Ferguson had a great game as well. One of those two, Tolbert was questionable. At the end of the day, our defense finally came up with a stop, gave us one last chance, and we couldn't convert on it. A couple of other things that led to momentum shifting plays or led to just Cowboy things. When the Cowboys went up 14-7, scored on back-to-back drives, our kicker Aubrey kicked it off to the Eagles and went out of bounds. Gave the Eagles short field, start at their 40. What did the Eagles do? What good teams do? Capitalize on mistakes. They went on and scored. In the second half, at the start, the Cowboys committed, I think it was a face mask penalty. And the Eagles started at their 40. Guess what they did? They capitalized. They went on and scored. That's unacceptable. If we're going to be a good team, if we really are, we can't make these mistakes. We really just can't. And for Dak, Cowboys receivers, they dropped at least 4 passes that I saw. Could have been more, but at least 4. Especially a huge drop from Gallup right before the half. A 3rd and 3. We had to settle for a field goal, but those are the key plays that you need to make. You can't drop that pass. I would have loved to see that drive extended, see if we would have scored instead of coming up with 3. I know Aubrey with that long field goal, he got the rookie record for the most consecutive field goals made to start his career. Great and all, but I wish we could have seen 7. And our run game just needs help. Pollard, I don't know what we're going to do with him at the end of the season. I know he's tagged, but he started off the season well. Not sure what's going on. 12 carries, 51 yards. Might have to go by committee with Rico, Pollard. I haven't seen much from our run game, and it's something that we need to fix. Moving forward with this. And we needed to score in the red zone when we needed to. Those issues showed. Our red zone issues. I know we went 3 of 5. We were 2 for 2 at some point. But when we needed that Schoonmaker tackle that the Eagles made, that he was literally inches away from scoring, That was tough. It's a big play that could have changed the game. And, the Eagles came up with stops. Dak Prescott, he was just carving up that secondary, which the Eagles, he exposed. We know the Eagles are injured. They have injuries in their secondary, and it showed. But when it came down to it, the Eagles defense, they bent but never broke. Our defense, oh man, look what we got here. Wonder if we just, never mind. That's not real. The cat curse, it's not real. I love my cat. Anyways, yeah, we need to score in the red zone. And our defense needs to do better. We needed to win the turnover battle. I know at the end, CeeDee Lamb fumbled, was a turnover, but it really wasn't the turnover that impacted the game. Basically, we were 0-0. The Eagles did cough it up 3 times, and we couldn't come up with one of those fumbles. Imagine if Micah Parsons, he touched that ball. He had it for a moment. Imagine if he would have come up with that fumble. Maybe we would have scored. Maybe the story would have been different. Who knows? But our defense definitely bent and broke because there were a couple of big plays that the Eagles made. There was to A.J. Brown, a 20-yard pass. Devontae Smith, 29 yards. I believe that was the touchdown. 28 yards to Dallas Goedert. 20 to DeAndre Swift. Those are big plays, man, that it just can't happen. Our defense bent and broke. It sucked. On a positive note, Dak again using his legs. I love that. I love this Dak Prescott that extends the plays, uses his legs, keeps the defense guessing. That's the best way instead of sitting in the pocket, getting sacked, forcing it to somebody. Now he's using his legs. I would love to see McCarthy maybe do a read option or just keeping the defense guessing, involving Dak in the run. Maybe that'll help our run game as well. And Lamb and Ferguson, man, they were key players tonight. Let's look at CeeDee Lamb, 11 receptions, 191 yards, 16 targets. Jake Ferguson, 7 receptions on 10 targets, 91 yards, that touchdown. They were doing well. Micah played big as well, had a sack and a half. He was coming up big. He was playing well, but, he can't be in coverage all the time. He can't be out there. He can't be the only one trying to make plays. But at the end of the day, another thing that I loved was the Cowboys being aggressive on 4th down. The Eagles were aggressive. The Eagles, if it's 4th and 1, 4th and 2, that's short. That's tush and push mode for them. It's automatic. It's ridiculous how automatic that is. It's unstoppable. You can't stop that. And I loved that the Cowboys just didn't back down. They were on 4th down situations, led to a score as well. I loved it that they didn't back down. At the end of the day, the Cowboys are 2.5 games behind the Eagles, man. It sucks. The Eagles going into their bye week on a winning note, and they got a tough schedule coming up. They're going to play the Chiefs at Kansas City, a Super Bowl rematch when they come back. Then they play the Bills at home, the 49ers at home. Then they see us at home. This is a tough stretch right here that anything can happen. Let's look at the Cowboys' next couple of games. I don't want to say they're easy, but they seem very winnable. We're playing the Giants, playing the Panthers, the Commanders. The divisional games are 50-50. Anything can happen, but we've dominated the Giants and Commanders. Then we got the Seahawks. That could be also a 50-50 game. We'll see. And then we got the Eagles at home where we've been dominant. We're going to try to get our 12th straight victory versus the Giants next week. And we have a tough stretch to end the season, which if the Eagles had a tough stretch and somehow we're tied or up there, we got a tough stretch to end the season. We play at the Bills, at the Dolphins, at home with the Lions, and we end the season at the Commanders. Those divisional games at the end of the season, anything can happen. It's tough. It's going to be a tough couple of games. A whole another half of the season to go. Anything can happen. I'm excited. Obviously, not to turn out that I wanted the Cowboys to win, but nonetheless, very entertaining game, really good game, and we're on to the Giants next week, man. And please Leave your comments right down below. Let me know what you think of the game. Let me know what you think of the future schedule, how the Eagles are going to do, how the Cowboys are going to do, who's going to win the division. Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you have not done so yet. Hit that thumbs up to like this video. Don't forget to share this with a friend. For the Morning Fanatic, Albert Torres, I'm out.